All right, guys, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. We know there's about a million other things you could be doing, maybe should be doing, but we appreciate you being here. This is going to be really quick, 15 minutes max. We know that you have things to do, and here's the deal. We really just want you to know that Plexus is not only about vitamins and a shake, or that pink drink that you see us, or that energy drink you see us with. It's really getting to root issues, and people are seeing massive changes in their health, y'all. We're talking general gut health, energy, blood sugar, hormones, things that people have been struggling with for years and years that they take some simple products and they're seeing amazing results. And so you're about to hear from a few women, myself included, and we just want to share about it. We want to tell you bits of our story. Maybe you resonate perfectly with one of the stories you're about to hear, but maybe you don't. But we want you to keep an open mind with just some of the products we talk about and ask questions. The overall theme of tonight is just we might have different stories, but we want you to know that when your body works the way it's designed to work, you're going to feel like yourself again. So I'm going to get us kicked off tonight, and I want you to know that we are doing some giveaways. And the way this is going to work is really just about participation in the chat. So as we're talking, if you relate to something, tell us about it in the chat. If we ask kind of a big random question, answer it in the chat. This is a community here. We want y'all to know you're not alone. And so please make sure you are commenting in the chat, and we are going to draw a random $25 Amazon gift card giveaway winner at the end of the call. All right. My name is Brittany Duke, and I've been taking Plexus products for over 5 years. I started because I was in a season of super, super high stress with a really sick dad that I was taking care of, an 18-month-old, and I was studying for physical therapy boards. I'd never felt this way in my life where all the stress was just all consuming. I was super exhausted when I woke up in the morning. And for the first time in my life, I was constipated. And yes, we are starting this call off just talking about constipation because if it's never happened to you, congratulations. But if it has, it makes you really uncomfortable. It makes you really bloated, and it makes you just feel icky. And so that was why I started, truthfully. And I started with my favorite products, this combo that is the top seller. It's been the top seller in our company for over 16 years, and it's called Triplex. It's 3 products, y'all. It's a drink and 2 capsules. I started with that. I was consistent with it, and within 1 week, I started going to the bathroom every single day like clockwork. And if you've never had that blessing, then just go ahead and sign up now and you're welcome. It makes a huge difference in your life. And for me, it was, yes, it was going to the bathroom, but then once I got all that junk out of my system, I just started to feel lighter, less bloated, and I felt like I had some better energy. And there was like just this fog that kind of lifted, and it allowed me in this season of high stress to be able to function much more optimally than if I was just trying to like get by, which is what we tend to do. We tend to put ourselves on the back burner. And so thank y'all for coming. I'm going to pass it over to Katie, and she's going to share a little bit about some of her wins.
Hey guys, I'm Katie. I live in Santa Cruz, which is a little beach town in California. And I started with that same exact combo. I started with the triplex combo. And truthfully, when I got started, I was already really, really healthy. I was already doing all the like right things that you're supposed to do. And so I was like, well, there's some like little things in my life that I probably do this vicious cycle with that I probably could be better at. And the biggest thing for me was sugar. So I was an addict. I loved sugar. There were times in my life when I didn't eat sugar because of willpower, because I was like, I'm going to go 10 days without sugar. I'm going to detox my body, but not because I wasn't thinking about it. I was always thinking about candy. In high school, I lived on Sour Patch watermelon and Blue Monsters. Like if I didn't have those in my backpack, something was wrong. Right. Okay. I since then have learned so many things, but that is not my intention to talk to you about tonight. In my classroom, I was a teacher. In my classroom, I was known for having the best candy stock. I was popping Skittles out of my mason jar at 7 a.m. And then I was finding a way all day long to reward my students with candy so that I could pop a candy and not have it be like a thing. Okay. I also had like a very clear view of the teacher staff room. So when I could see when a parent or a staff member walked in with a pink cardboard box full of donuts, and I would be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like somebody needs to cover my class. I gotta get out there. And I'd like cut a donut in half and I'd like eat half. I'm gonna be really good today. I'm just gonna eat half a donut. And then I'd go back and I'd like eat the other half. And then like at lunch I'd go back and I'd like eat another half. By the end of the day, I had 5 halves of donuts, which is more than 2 donuts if you do the math. And then I would feel so terrible. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I just ate so much sugar today, right? It was just like, then it happened the next day. It was like this vicious cycle. And I saw in some graphic somewhere when I got started that this could help with sugar cravings. And I was like, try me, right? And I did. I tried it and I committed to doing 90 days. And I noticed at the end of the sixth of my like right at day like 59, I was like, I have not been in that staff room. Like my staff mailbox was full because I hadn't been in the staff room. I hadn't been trying to raid that vending machine. I hadn't been eating all the junk in the staff room, and I hadn't even been in my Skittle jar. Like I didn't even know what was wrong with me. And then somebody gave me like a little chocolate, which is one of my favorites, like a little mini Butterfinger, and I didn't eat it, and I threw it in the trash, and I was like, whoa, like something is actually like working with these products. And this is with that same core combo, triplex, the 2 capsules and the drink. And I was actually appalled by it. Like I couldn't believe that it was actually working that well. I hadn't even thought about sugar. And so that for me was where it just all started. And then I've experienced so many other amazing parts and pieces. But for me, if you can relate, if you are like the kind of person who has a meal and then after you're like, I need something sweet, I need a piece of chocolate, I need some chocolate chips, I need to go raid the freezer, like you need this. Absolutely need this. Okay. I don't know who I'm passing it on to. Sorry. Taylor. You're going to hear from my friend Taylor. Bye.
I love Excited Katie. She's like my fave. Okay. Hi, y'all. I'm Taylor. If you don't know me, I've been with Plexus for 8 years, and this whole thing started for me because I am a chronic migraine sufferer. Okay, and if you have ever had a migraine in your life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It started from the age 14 to 24. And so like basically like my like whole young life, I was just drenched in pain and agony all the time. Okay. But here was my breaking point. I'll never ever forget going to my doctor and saying, I do not feel well. Something is wrong. I'm having 3 to 4 chronic migraines a week and I need help. And y'all, I kid you not. And he was a very nice doctor, but he looked me dead in the face and he said, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know how to help you. And so here's 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Good luck, and walked out. And in that moment, like that right there told me, okay, something has to change. Like what he's giving me is a band-aid and I need a permanent solution. So, my friend Jordan, who actually back in 2018 was a total stranger to me, she messaged me on Facebook and was telling me about Plexus. And y'all, my honest first thoughts was like, listen, if my doctor can't help me, your plant-based supplements aren't going to do a darn thing. Okay. I was skeptical, very skeptical at first, but I was also equally as desperate. And so I also started on the triplex combo. And within the first 2 weeks, y'all, I did go through some detox. I had shoved ibuprofen and Excedrin like it was my best friend for 10 years. So my body had some healing that it needed to get through. But after that 2 week mark, y'all, I went an entire 7 days without a migraine. And I was like, what is actually happening right now? That had not happened to me in 10 years. Okay. And so I kept being consistent. I kept taking my products. And then what I noticed was I was sleeping much, much better. I was off of all of my allergy meds, which y'all, I'm allergic to trees and I live on a farm. Okay. So like that was a huge deal. And then I noticed that I kicked my Dr. Pepper addiction, which I was drinking 2 to 3 a day. Because if you have a migraine, y'all, I was so exhausted by how bad that I felt. I like needed the sugar and the caffeine to like push me through my day. I was not drinking Dr. Pepper anymore. And when I would drink one, I could only drink a half and I would like physically get sick because the sugar would just, my body wasn't operating that way anymore. So then that was gone. And I just started to feel so much better. I'm 8 years now into this journey, and I have gone from 3 to 4 migraines a week for 10 years to 4 in the last 8 years. Y'all, I am so passionate about this because it literally gave me my life back. Like it allowed me to be the mom I wanted to be, but never felt good enough to be. It helped me to stop taking naps. It helped me to stop being so grouchy with my family because I didn't feel good. Like it allowed the Taylor that was always in there to actually come out again. And so I just want to encourage y'all because the reason that we're doing this is because for so many years, all of us had chains on our life with health issues that were just consuming us. And now that we've broken free of that, like we want y'all to know that if you're in that same place, that doesn't have to be your story. Like you can change the outcome of whatever you're dealing with right now. All of our stories are different. We all have different issues, but gut health is for everyone. Anybody with a gut, which I'd say all of us have, can absolutely benefit from this. And I will take Plexus to my grave until the day the good Lord calls me home because this has changed my life and it's given me my life back. And I'm so grateful. So, Marissa, I think you're after me.
Yep, I'm up. Hey guys. Okay, I'm really excited to be here tonight. I love sharing my story. As you can see, we're all very passionate about this because it has impacted our lives in some way. And so for me, I'm going to share a little bit with you that I don't actually talk about a lot, like enough, I don't think. I'm always talking about gut health and the way that the products have helped in a lot of ways, but something that I don't talk about a lot is like body composition, but it's something that I have worked on forever. So like raise your hand, throw it in the chat if you've ever felt frustrated with your body. Like if you've ever felt uncomfortable in your skin, in your clothes, you're doing the pinching and the pulling and the whatever, changing a million times before you leave. Like if you have done that, then just drop it in the because you understand where I am coming from and where I started this, because that was me. And I started postpartum. I had 3 kids at this point where I had reached plexus. 2 of them were C-sections. And guys, I just didn't feel like me. I honestly, a lot of it was I hated and dreaded every picture ever taken of me. And I was so tired of feeling like that. I was like, I want to feel so confident and excited in these pictures with my kids as they're growing. And I hated them. I hated all of them. And it wasn't just the body composition, but I also dealt with a lot of skin things, acne, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. But this has changed the game for me in a way that's not a quick fix. I tried cutting the calories. I tried the cleanses. I tried other probiotics. Like I tried doing the boot camps and then feeling burnt out and miserable and seeing the scale will go back up and I eat a cookie and I feel like I puffed out all over the place. Like I was going through it. And what changed was Triplex. And I started with that. And it changed the way that my body felt. I didn't see weight loss immediately, but what I felt was my body changing in its composition. I was leaning out. I was losing inches. And I will say that was 5 years ago. I have been able to maintain, and I had another baby during that time. I had another baby and have been able to come back into what I feel like an even stronger version of what I always envisioned being. And so I started with Triplex, and since then I had added on other things. And so one of my other favorite products is Lean. It's a protein shake, and I drink it every day at work. It is my on-the-go protein. It is so delicious. If you are anything like me, maybe you've tried protein shakes before, and you're like, ew, disgusting. It tastes like chalk and chunky, and I can't do the texture, and it's foul. Like the number of times I have bought protein and it just sits on the counter. Like this does not. I run out because I put it in my kids' pancakes. I put it in my coffee. I drink it every single day at lunch because it gives me nutrition. It has digestive enzymes. So I'm upping my protein without feeling bloated. And then I also threw on another product called MetaBurn. It helps me burn fat and gives me good energy, and it helps balance my moods, but it does that without losing strength. And so for me, it has shown up in my life where I can be confident in pictures and in real life. I don't change a million times before leaving for work because I put on clothes that actually feel comfortable and I feel confident in. And for me, being able to show up confidently and to show up that way and in front of my kids and otherwise has changed the game for me and all of my relationships, especially my marriage. And so I will say to you that if you have ever felt stuck in that cycle of trying things and not seeing lasting results and going round in a circle and you feel like you're broken, you're not broken. You just need a different approach. You need a lifestyle change, and you need something that's going to help you from the inside out, hitting the root issue.
So I never changed it in the like setting. It was still on like the intro setting.
not cutting different things and feeling restricted, because I don't ever feel restricted. I can still have a bowl of ice cream every now and then and I don't feel guilty about it, for one, and it doesn't mess up the goals and the progress I've already made. So I'm going to hand it back off to Brittany, and she's going to close us out.
Okay, guys, we know that was fast and furious. We want to respect your time, and these were only just tiny little nuggets of our stories and just in general the stories that people have when they start these products. There's a common theme, and it's triplex. And you may be like, triplex, it sounds cool, but what is it? Message the person who invited you. They're going to ask you some more questions because I would say 99% of people get started with triplex and maybe add on one thing. Maybe it's our clean energy drink. Maybe it's the shake Marissa was talking about. Maybe it's our hormone balancer, really awesome multivitamin. They're going to ask you some questions. Answer honestly, and we'll help you pick those products and get you going. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. I do want to recognize one person who is active in the chat. I also love that she has her camera on. Your name is not on there, but Samsung SM, you're our gift card winner tonight. So message the person who invited you and get us your name and contact information. I love your smiling face. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you all for being here tonight. Go message the person who invited you, tell them something that you learned, and let's get those conversations started. Thanks for being here.